Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. Today is my first reading with the unofficial Schitty Tarot deck, and I'm so excited. I got even the reading tapestry, and so the theme is Up Schitt's Creek Without a Paddle. What's going on in your life, all the questions, and how to figure that out. So if you already know which one you want just from looking, you go ahead, click the timestamp down below. If you need a little bit more help, let's get started. I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at our piles. I got 4 today. So this is pile 1. This is the stone that kind of reminds me of a slug. Pile 2 is this copper sphere I have. And pile 3 is quantum auto. And in pile 4 is actually the same kind of stone, just different shape. So those are the 4 piles I have. If you really don't know how to pick, there's several ways. There's just kind of closing your eyes and asking your intuition, like which pile to select. And when I do that, very commonly, I'll see a number in my mind's eye come forward, like as if I was like staring at a light and close to my eyes. So that's what I use. But sometimes if I'm not feeling that one, I will literally just be like, which pile? And the first number I hear is the one I pick. So there's kind of the slow and steady one and the like, I just want the quick answer one. So those are some techniques. If you need a little bit more time, go ahead and pause the video. If you're ready, go ahead and click the timestamp and I will meet you there. Hi, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we are finding out what if you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle right now, what is that for you? Kind of like what, how did I describe it? Seems like all hope is lost, but it's really just an exciting new beginning to this next phase of life. There we go. So first card is about that, and I just have a little stack here, and we're gonna go ahead and go into this. So let's get started. So this card in this position, it's basically kind of coming up reversed. And so it's saying like, you could be coming into some sort of news that is seeming to be, not positive about like finances or property, but let's see what this could be about. Yeah, so what came up to me was kind of, this is just saying that something you've been working towards isn't going to materialize as quickly as you had wanted it to. Something you had maybe hoped was going to bring success and financial security is showing that this is just saying it's not going to happen. It's just not happening quicker. So this is all about what is your Schitt's Creek. So when all hope is lost, but really it's just the exciting beginning to the next phase of life. Like the tower being here is that. It's saying something you had been really working towards. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the show Schitt's Creek, but the family is basically self-made. They worked really hard and created this sort of empire, and they ended up getting some bad financial news, and they lost their home, and their, basically like their business financial manager was screwing them over. And so that may not be exactly what's happening to you, but it's sort of this story of you may be finding out that something you worked really hard towards is kind of not going to happen, not going to work out. And you could be really worried, like, well, what's next? And so the Rose family, they end up having to move to a town which is so lovingly called Schitt's Creek, and they have to start over. And that's literally what this is saying, is whatever you were really hoping for, whatever you were working towards, is just unfortunately not going to be as successful as you wanted it to right now. But there's going to be a rebuilding of something. So let's find, oh, and I have that next. We can find out. So what is your Rosebud Motel? When everything seems hopeless, but just some time, elbow grease and vision will bring out a new future energy. Envision a bright new future energies. So what is their Rosebud Motel? Well, what I like about the Page of Swords being your Rosebud Motel is that this is saying that the thing that is bringing you to the future is actually you. It's your idea. It's your inspiration. It's coming from a place of truth. So whatever world you were existing in before that maybe seemed to be limited or, ending, this is your Rosebud Motel. So in the show, they end up moving into a motel that's in town, and throughout the show, they end up getting to kind of go into business and work at the motel. And so that's what I'm saying or seeing, is that whatever is happening, whatever this big transition, it is leading you to the ideas that you're going to have that's going to bring forth your bright future. Yeah, this is just saying that you are facing a time where you have to have courage, obviously. And that's very clear here. If something that you were working towards is not happening right now and kind of starting over, and it's like you're having to start with a new idea, that could be really, really scary. And that's just saying, like, no, what you're starting isn't easy, but if you persist, you will succeed. That's what's really cool about this, is saying, like, if you were told that you were guaranteed success, would you do it? If you were told it was going to be hard, but guaranteed success, would you still do it? Oh, look at that. The 2 pages. Hello. Oh, wow. I'm enjoying this. Look at that. So with the Temperance here kind of rounding out the what is your Rosebud Motel, it's going to come from you. It's your idea. It's your inspiration. And it's going to be hard, but you're going to succeed. And it just wants you to understand, kind of temper out your thoughts. Don't feel like everything that happened before was a failure or anything like that. understand that everything happened for a reason. And so if you're able to blend the past and the hope for the future, you'll be able to see everything as a lesson and a reward, and rather than something you lost. Do you know what I mean? All right, so what is your Rose Apothecary? What is a big risk with a big reward and payout? So yeah, I think this will kind of explain further. I love that it's both Alexis. So it's not only the idea, but it's the idea fully coming together. Because this is her implementing an idea that she had that actually was a lot of work, but it worked out for her. I think it's going to come from, you're a creative person. So tap into the creative projects. And, you know, if you were doing a creative project before, good. Just keep going though. Don't give up on a creative project. I see the risk the risk is starting to take care of other people and bringing people into your world and allowing them to, you know, when you let people in and you aren't so closed off, you know, you're giving them power to hurt you or screw you over kind of thing. Like with what happened up here. So it will be hard to come back around to wanting to start something where you felt like you got screwed over before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anything has been coming to you, if you've been getting these sort of like inspirations, these like ideas, follow them. Because I feel like you're getting these little sparks of inspiration for a reason. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something that has to do with you being very caring, very nurturing. Yeah, I feel like maybe the things you were focused on were maybe a little bit more materialistic and more that sort of idea. Oh, wow, look at that. I shuffled all these, so this is really cool. I really, really like this. Yeah, your Rose Apothecary. So if you, if you haven't seen the show, so David ends up taking a risk and buying the local like corner store and turning it into his style with his, you know, what he thinks is fashionable and what he thinks is aesthetically pleasing. And that was hard work. And he had to, he had to ask for help. That's how he ends up finding his partner, is by, you know, needing financial help. So you may have been really thinking that the first thing you were doing was it. Like you may have been very, very confident, but like rolling shit level confident, you know? Yeah, because along with this is still very much about like greediness and not being financially savvy, debt, things like that. So whatever was happening, you know, this could be going on currently. You know, you may have, someone may have caused you to go into debt, may have taken from you. Because that's basically what this first row is saying with what is your Schitt's Creek when all hope is lost. And it's really just an exciting new beginning. So like removing these sort of these people from your life is just going to feel really good. Like, even though the Roses like had nothing, they also didn't have to deal with those people who weren't good to them and loyal to them. Mm-hmm. Stevie actually works at the motel. Actually, she owns it. So that's what's really cool, is her and Johnny go into business together. And so, like, there's something that definitely seemed like it was probably lost cause, not ever going to happen. But with a little bit of patience and trusting that the past doesn't always have to repeat itself if you make new decisions, that everything actually is going to work out. Everything is going to come to fruition. Because the Judgment card's saying, like, let go of the past. All of this stuff is saying, let go of the past. This is saying, like, don't worry about what happened before. Just learn the lesson. This is a great position for what is your Rosebud Motel, which is when everything seems hopeless, but all you need is some time, elbow grease, and vision. A bright new future emerges. There we go. That's what I wrote. Emerges. And that's literally this, of just, the ideas that are coming to you, listen to them, write them down. Because here, Alexis is, she had an idea to go back to college, and she did. And look at her, Queen of Cups right here. So, oh my God, yes. My favorite. Yeah, the Rose Apothecary, the big risk with a big reward. I mean, even here, David is just trying out riding a bike. And, when I first saw this card, I had a good chuckle. Whatever this idea is that comes to you, and it has to do with, it's not like giving to other people, but it's like what you're going to do is going to help other people, and it's going to make people feel good, and it's going to move very successfully in the right direction. Because with the Chariot here on this, like, this is a beautiful lineup. It's kind of like past, present, future, if you must look at it like that. And it's like, and your future is just saying, like, you're going to be abundant and successful, and the ideas are going to be good, and you're in control. Whatever happened before, it's in the past. You experienced it. It's like that was almost like a karmic debt release. Like, you're done. I know you're done with that. That's over. Let's see this out. In frame we are. Oh, I look perfect. What's funny is I feel like, and okay, that kind of lines up with the character story here, of whatever was happening before. It's like you had to go through this experience of kind of losing it all, because you were better than who you were before. Like, you are better than who you were before. you maybe didn't act in the best way. Maybe you weren't as generous or kind, and it's kind of shitty that that's funny. It's kind of shitty that one of those events had to occur and take place to bring on this new persona, this new personality. You had to go through a lot. The Roses went through a lot, and that's what this reading is about. Is like, what is up Schitt's Creek without a paddle is a saying that truly means like you are lost, all hope is done, and that's what this first row reads 100%. But the show was so beautiful because you got to see this family really overcome a very challenging time, and you know, they learned a lot and really came out on top, just like you are going to. Literally, that's him like looking at the motel and the future of it. And because remember, this is what is your Rosebud Motel? Find what you're good at. If you haven't, if you don't know, really sit down and reflect on it. Like, Johnny Rose knows how to start a business. And so he was able to see a future of the motel. He knew he could expand it. He knew it didn't just have to stay at this one place on the roadside and just give Stevie no future. He knew, like, if we just put in a little bit of elbow grease and time, like, together, the star will rise. And that's so fantastic. Like, losing money or a job, like, it's like you invested in a Christmas tree farm and you had been really hoping that that was going to be what was going to be your payout, and then all the trees die. It's something like that. Like, all your money went into it. Everything you were creating and focused on just gone. And whether this was from someone's selfish actions of like someone didn't tend to the trees, so that's why you lost out. Like, it wasn't even just an accident. This was from not having good people around you. So I'm really curious what that was for you. But if that sounds very familiar to you, like, just trust, like, this is a great setup. Like, the ideas that are coming to you are going to be worth the fight. And everything you went through before is teaching you who you're going to become. And it's giving you this, like, sense of power that you lost before. And maybe realizing, like, maybe you didn't ever actually have that power before, but now you see where you need it and where it can go. And you're just ending up on top. Yeah, you are completely in control of this new journey. This next part is good for you. This next part is going to... Oh, wow, yeah. Look at that. I mean, the first of the major arcana and the last. This is going to be a huge reward and payout. This next phase you're going into, you may feel like you have gone through something where you lost everything. But all I see here is that that's not going to hold you back, and that part of your life was meant to go away. And all it's going to take is the next great idea. And don't stress about it, because I feel like it will come to you naturally. I feel like you already have it. You already know what this is. If this is resonating for you in that way, it's going to do you very, very well. Abundance and success and love. You are such a loving person. And that's what I love, is that what happened to you didn't take away your goodness. What happened to you didn't make you a cold, bitter person at all. You just learned. You were like, oh, okay, I see how this goes. I see what you did there. And so your next idea won't give away that power. You now have the power. You now are completely aware and in control of what you're about to create, what you are creating. It's funny because it's like everything you lost, you're going to realize was something like you never even had. Like everything you lost was not even important. It's going to give you a whole new perspective on finances and relationships. And that's what I really like, is this experience is transforming you. Because I do see that this was less of an internal issue and more of an outside influence of what took everything down. And so you're, I think, learning how strong you actually are and who you can trust. I feel like you're going to find the right people to trust. And it's going to be it's awesome. This is a great readout. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do letters or a charm or anything like that. I'll throw some letters in. Nice. We got a lot. The less letters, like fix, fit, fifth. Oh wait, I think the actual has another. Figaro. We got go. Ooh, we got goth. We got fox. We got hot. We got hit. Oh, there's a lot. All right, go fix it. All right, Pile 1, this was exciting. I liked this one. Thank you. Thank you for being here on my first Schitt's Creek reading. This was adorable. I love my new deck. I feel like I really am able to understand how to give the message. And so if you liked this message today, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor just watching my channel grow and getting to hear from you guys. So just thank you for participating, and I hope to see you in future readings. Hope you have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pal 2. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so if you're up Schitt's Creek right now without a paddle, what's the answer? What's the hope? yeah, I got cards and questions. So you chose the, I got this new copper sphere. It's amazing. I love it. And, let's go ahead and find a good spot for that. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to stay? Right. That's where it will go. All right, so the first card was the one I first pulled for what is your Schitt's Creek? If all hope is lost, but it's really just the exciting beginning to a next phase of life, what is that? So this card in this position is actually saying, like, you may have given up on a hope or dream. And you may feel like it's time to move on. And what I kind of like is this is saying, like, don't give up too soon. Like, you may be feeling a little disconnected from the divine, or feeling a little, yeah, like you have lost your way, or like you're just not knowing what you're doing. And so I feel like, no, not yet. No, not yet. All right, let's see. What is your Schitt's Creek? Seems all hope is lost, but it's really just the exciting new beginning to this next phase of life. Interesting. What's funny is, yeah, there's an energy very strongly of like, you're just, something isn't coming to fruition as quickly as you would want it to. And so you're just wondering if you need to give up and like move on. And I don't think so. I think you're just in that, you're kind of in that phase actually where the universe is just testing you of like, kind of like, well, how bad do you actually want it? You know what I mean? There's a lot about, communication here being a problem. Yeah, it's like you're trying to win something right now, and it maybe you're not winning. Like literally, like it's saying, like, if you're trying to win like a competition or something, like this may not be your one. And so you're thinking, oh, I should just quit everything altogether. And it's like, I don't think so. I think that's just kind of what you're thinking is like, oh, can't win this one. It's like, there's something that you are learning a lesson from. There's something that you are getting better at right now. And so it's, you know, again, this is what is your Schitt's Creek when all hope seems lost, which is definitely the star reversed. But it's really just the exciting beginning of the next phase of life. Like 8 of Wands reversed, because these are all in the reverse position. This is just simply put, like, just delay. Things are just not happening as quickly as you would hope. And you may get frustrated being in a like a competition or something where you're competing and trying to win, and don't give up just because you don't win this first time. Do you know what I mean? So the next one is What is your Rosebud Motel? So what seems hopeless, but just some elbow grease, time, and vision will bring a bright new future emerges. So what is the thing that you don't think is actually, what do you think is hopeless right now? Oh, literally. Oh no, that's the next one. But so what is your Rosebud Motel? So there's, okay, yeah. This is just saying, what I'm seeing this as is it's saying like you have a craft, you have a thing that you're trying to make, and it's just saying like you have to work at it every day. And that's exactly what this question is what is the thing that you just need to put the time in for? And I think you put in some time. Like, I hear you being like, no, it's been years. It's like, I feel like, yeah, maybe you have been put in a couple, 2-3 years into something. However, sometimes it can take upwards of 8 years to see results of something. But the people who wait it out for whatever it is that takes that long to manifest, it is always very satisfying because it was worth the effort. The Eight of Pentacles is like hard effort and work. Look at that. So, okay, wow. What did I just say? That's so cool because that's what I think she's waiting for is in this image. I think she's waiting to hear about her audition for this movie. The Crows Have Eyes 3, The Croning. If she would have just given up, like she was a very famous, like, you know, daytime soap opera actress and then, you know, kind of went into retirement and just lived this luxurious, comfortable life with her family where it was just all about money, but they weren't connected. And she didn't give up on this. She put in the time and the effort, literally the Eight of Pentacles, and that's so cool because this is what is the thing that just needs time and it will emerge as a bright new future. So there's something you've been working towards for a while and you just have been feeling like, it's not going to happen for me. And it's like, literally this is saying it will. It 100% will. Is that 19 and 9? Yeah. There's an energy that you seek outside approval for your quests. Kind of like, does this sound like a good idea? Do you think I will succeed in this? Do you think this, you know, and these cards are just kind of saying like, you know exactly what you're doing. It's the right idea. Please don't give up on it. You just have to put in the time. Just have to put in the elbow grease. And it could be, this could be very much related to, like I'm seeing the laptop, so it could be writing, something crafty, something you're built. Yeah, this is a very crafty energy. Like the Eight of Pentacles is very, very crafty. So it's like something you're putting your hands into. It's not just an idea. It's something that you bring to life. I think you've just been hoping to see results a little bit faster. And honestly, the fastest way to make this next part happen is to kind of retreat. It needs to not be so much about social. So this is, what is your Rose Apothecary? A big risk with a big reward payout. I love it because it's her haircut. We all still like the haircut, right? Yeah, this is 100% connected to the fear that what you were hoping for wasn't going to come to fruition. I I love that it's consistent all the way through. Like in the beginning is, what is the thing that seems hopeless? But it's really just kind of the next new phase of life. And this is you were really believing in something you'd been working towards, something you've been hoping for, and it could be really easy to give up and just think things aren't going to work out. But it's just reminding you, like, the thing you were doing, this creative project, whatever you were trying to envision, what, it could very much just be your own business. It's going to take time, but that time you put in is literally creating abundance and success. And I think kind of the quiet life you've always wanted. Maybe it's fashion. Like, I mean, I know they're a very fashionable family, but maybe you are trying to design something, design a life, be a designer. You can do it. Just, this is saying don't give up. And the thing that is the big risk is actually doing what you're most afraid of. That's literally what this is saying, is like, wow, because I love how they've all been just laying out so perfectly. Yes. There's something you are having to really trust, because for example, she's auditioning for a new movie and she's thinking this could really be her potential and her comeback. And she believed in herself and it worked out really well for her. It got her back into the world she wanted and loved so much. So I think the big risk is just, you just have to let go of the fears you've been really holding on to. You've been very, very afraid of what the future is going to create. And I can understand that. Wow. The moon, death, and the devil are your Rose Apothecary. The thing that is a big risk with a big reward and payout. This is really saying, like, tap into the things that scare you. There is a lot of fear you have, I think, with whatever this is you're trying to go towards, because maybe a lot of temptation exists in this career, in this world, and you may be really worried about submerging yourself in the environment that could be potentially very harmful for you. But I feel like you've already gone through your I want to say sobriety issues, like, because the devil's usually about addiction. So whether it's, a sex addiction or addiction to alcohol or a substance or just being clingy, like whatever your addiction is, I can see that you're afraid that this world you're going into is nothing but temptations. Let's see. I got more. There is a very closed off, fearful energy right now of, I think you're afraid of investing emotionally, because if you invest emotionally, then you're going to care if it doesn't work out, but it's going to work out. It will. Look at this. What is that right there? Perfect happiness and success with what this family was trying to do. You just have to believe that the environment around you is becoming everything you've hoped for. Sometimes some dreams don't come to fruition for a long time. But what's cool, and what I've seen a lot in my life and other people's lives, is that once things start rolling, once that success really starts, you then become that person who's like, oh, you just have to keep going. And then you're that person who's telling everybody, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. And it's like, you're going to see it. You're going to see the payout. You're going to see all of it. It's going to be, you are having to take a risk from something. Like having to move on from something, maybe move away from home, start a new job, start a new life. Like the Six of Swords here in this line is telling me, like, you're having to do something that is not easy. And it's not just the patience. I see that. I see that you've been kind of just been waiting to be flagged in, like a ship out at sea. And I think you're kind of having to go into shore without being called in right now. And that's scary, because that is you being vulnerable. You saying, I'm done out here waiting. I'm ready to come in and really start this process of not just waiting around for something to happen. And so something that you've just been kind of waiting to start, bite the bullet on. I'm seeing now that there is an outside influence that has been kind of getting into your head. There's been somebody who has been kind of making you feel insecure about something or worried about something that you shouldn't, because you are a shining star, and so literally you're first the star. Don't let other people's words get to you. Don't think that this thing you've been going after, it's like if somebody's trying to scare you and talk you out of it, that is only because they're intimidated by you. Mm-hmm. You're going to be very triumphant and successful. It's going to be challenging, but only in the way that you had to reach deep down inside of yourself and find that strength, find that vulnerability, be willing to put yourself out there and show yourself for who you are. Because this craft, this thing that you want to do, it feels very public. It feels very much seen by other people. And even if it's something you create in the privacy of your own home, it's something that people see. So I feel like there have been people who've just been trying to discourage you. Wow. Wow. Both these cups are about kind of having to make that decision to move on from something, like traveling. Your risk is like, I'm curious if, like, you're getting offered a job somewhere and you're, like, trying to figure out if you should move there and worried about if you're taking that next step, if too much is going to transform, if too much is going to change, if you're going to go back into old patterns and old ways. But I think this next phase of life, what's really cool is it's all in your hands. This next phase of life, the thing that is going to have the biggest payout is seeming to be the scariest choice for you. Like the fact that this is your big risk pile, it is. The Moon, Death, the Devil, 6 of Swords, and 8 of Cups. Like, oh. This card here just wants to say, if you're able to kind of get things organized, that's kind of the final piece to the puzzle here, is like, things are going to happen for you, but it's a level of organization that needs to happen of making sure you are consciously thinking positively every day and envisioning and working hard every single day towards this goal. I feel like you have the vision, you have the passion, but a lot of times things can get very overwhelming and disorganized. This could be like, yeah, there's a lot about having a gift, like I see both the circles. So like you could be a performer, a singer, a psychic, but there's some sort of craft that you just have to have patience with and get a little bit more organized with. You may not have thought you were as strong as you are, or as deserving of this beautiful future, but that I feel like is really just connected to the people before. I loved this this card when I first saw it, because the 2 of Cups is not always like a romantic love. It to me is a soulmate love, but you know, when they're on different levels, different kinds of soulmates. And Stevie and David were like definitely soulmates on a different level. There's something that is true to you, genuine to you, in your heart. And, you know, like the Rose Apothecary that David opened was a big risk. But he looked around, when he walked into that store, he knew that I could do this better. I could do this store right. And I think that's so inspiring. Don't let all of your fears and illusions hold you back, because you literally have nothing but success here, and it is going to be through something very challenging, something you've had to work through. I think I think it's going to be really helpful for other people, whatever this is. Like, I always wish I had more details. Let me pull a couple of these letters. So you got a heart. Is that a W or an M? It's a W. No. No, the M's don't. I can see one right in front of me, and I get more of a straight sign. Okay, let's see. This is definitely something you love. Undeniably. And it's something I feel like maybe kind of trendy, and something that you are nervous that like it may not be in by the time that you start investing in this and whatever it is. Like, I don't think that. I think everything evolves. So if you start in with whatever this is, I just feel like have faith that what is on your heart is meant to be. And I think you've been a dreamer. And those are being a creative person who wants big dreams and talks about things that, you know, going into the entertainment industry or being an artist for a living, or even something bigger, just like being a business manager and owning your own empire, like whatever it is. Whatever it is just requires organization. And so don't let things that people have said to try and confuse you or break you down pull you out of this potential future you have. When all it takes is working every single day towards your goal. And little by little. Just a little bit every day. Like people who want to lose weight and get in shape, it's like, don't freak out about these big diet plans and all this stuff. It's like, just modify things one by one. If you're wanting to see your business grow, modify it one by one. Just slowly, because slow changes are easy to gauge if it's working or not. When you make big changes and frequently, it's kind of easy to get lost. For both, if you are becoming really successful, you may not know how you got there. And if you're not doing well, you may not remember how you got there. This thing you're doing is coming from a place of vulnerability and actually having, like, artists expose their deepest parts of themselves. And I feel like you're kind of having to come in and expose yourself, your soul. It scares you to ask people for help. It scares you to trust people. I feel like you've had to kind of get up and start over, and you kind of maybe don't know what the next step is. And that's okay. But I think you have a best friend, a soulmate, or just even a really strong spirit guide. You have someone with you. So lean on them. Ask them for help. Ask them to help organize things. Angels and spirit guides are fantastic because that's kind of their main job. Ask for help. Speak out loud. Ask for help. Because what you're doing is extremely difficult and very vulnerable and taking a lot. It's embarrassing. It's hard. This is Alexis when she got lice and she had to have Ted come help her. Like, you know what you're doing. Just trust yourself, and the hater's gonna hate. So, pile 2. I think this is where we're gonna leave it. I hope you were able to get something that resonated, and if you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up, and if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor just getting to know you guys and watching my channel grow. I really appreciate your input and just you being here, so I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me today. So you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. What does that mean? What's the answer? Where are we going? I got a bunch of cards and questions, and so with no further ado, let's get started. All right, so the first card is, what is your Schitt's Creek? What seems all hope is lost, but it's really just the exciting beginning to the next phase of life. So this card in this position, it's basically reversed. So this is just saying, like, the relationships in your life are just out of balance. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This is just relationships, but it can also really indicate kind of an addiction to unhealthy choices. And so if this sounds any bit familiar, let's see what else we got. What's cool, because literally this question is saying, like, what seems like all hope is lost, but it's just the exciting new phases. Like, again, so this would basically be the 5 of Cups reversed, and that's saying, like, the lowest point is done. The worst parts are over. So if you've experienced betrayal or dishonesty from family or a lover or friends or just any sort of relationship, that's done. That is thankfully and happily in the past. Yeah, there has been a disconnect of, there's been like gossip going on. You've just been feeling really overindulging because of soothing your emotions. So whatever's been going on that's made you feel unbalanced has caused, yeah, just a feeling of disconnect and not, so that is what feels like all is, hope is lost. Relationships. But it's cool because it's saying that the crap is behind you now. Your lowest point is behind you now. So the betrayal you've experienced, the gossip, maybe people were speaking poorly about you, like, it may seem like everything is, or what I mean is it could be very easy for someone to look at this, at their situation and be like, all hope is lost, but it's not. So this is, what is your Rosebud Motel? What seems hopeless, but just with some time, elbow grease, and vision, a bright new future emerges. And I love it because it's Stevie sitting at the computer at the motel. So what's cool is what's funny is it's literally what this question is like, because Stevie, this card, it's literally like when you're just feeling apathetic, when literally opportunities are all around you. And that's what I'm so excited for, is you have been really experiencing a lot. You have been down in the dumps. And with this situation, but you have so many beautiful opportunities around you that, let's see what those are. You're in this opportunity right now to identify the people that have been hurting you, that have been dishonest with you. You're kind of in this really cool position to turn it around. Yeah, whatever was done to you, this is just saying you actually have everything around. You have everything to right this wrong. Your life is good. I feel bad for anybody that has been talking bad about you, any fake Davids sort of thing. Like, literally that says, like, watch out for fake Davids. So there's somebody who has been they're talking bad about you because they want to be you. You have experienced some sort of issue that really made you feel left alone, that really made you feel like it was all over. Like Moira sitting in that closet, that's not for nothing. And what's cool is this is just saying, like, you have all the options around you. And I feel bad for anybody who hasn't been supportive of you and your vision and who you are. Yeah, you're kind of in this full empowerment of like, look, I'm not here to make other people feel better about themselves just because you did something wrong. Like, that's what's so cool is like, you're really strong. You're doing really well. You are, I'm just getting that energy of like, you just don't find it cute what people were doing to you before. So this next one is, what is your Rose Apothecary? A big risk with a big reward and payout. I love that you got Ronnie. Both of Ronnie's cards. So what's cool is I'm seeing that your Rose Apothecary, the thing that is a big risk but gonna have a big payout, is you're able to see the whole picture. You're able to see the bigger picture. You're able to look at what is in front of you and how to accomplish everything one step at a time. And so what I think is really cool is you're righting the wrongs of the past. And it's going to happen strategically and intelligently, thoughtfully. Like, wow, you are such a generous person. Like, truly coming from the place where everyone was dishonest with you and basically trying to play you and manipulate you and get you to be who they wanted you to be. And now they're upset that you're like you see right through their bullshit. You do. And so now you're in this position of knowing exactly where your energy should go and who you shouldn't mess with. You are such a kind soul. And it's cool because you just have to trust that the people who wronged you in the past, that's... Oh, here she is, Wendy. Oh my God, I love it. So yeah, this deck made their own card called Opportunity. And oh wow, yeah, you are taking a risk and it is getting a huge reward. To me, this is opportunity landing in your lap because you're a good person, because you have good karma, because you've been putting up with so much bullshit for so long. Like, you really, really thought that these friends or family members were good to you and you trusted them, and when you found out that they had actually been gossiping about you, talking poorly about you, thinking you don't deserve everything that you have gained. I like this 10 of Wands in this row because it is highlighting that the problems are more perceived. That these are not like... People gossiping about you feels like shit, but it's not a hurricane on your house that, you know, you've lost everything. It may feel that way, but this is just saying that these people have just been... What's funny is they're just ruining their chances at being in your life in the future. They're not actually ruining the outcome of your future. You are very intuitive and you know exactly what everyone has done. You see the bullshit, you see right through it. And it's cool because your intuition is what is going to have you come out on top. And because you see right through everyone's bullshit, it's so funny. Is it Wendy that... I'm trying to think if it's Wendy who is yes, who that guy is working with. So interesting. To me, this is just saying your opportunity is coming to you from becoming aware. So it's not necessarily that someone hands you the opportunity. It's that because you have been screwed over in the past, you are very alert and aware of when this opportunity arises in a way that other people wouldn't, because they're usually very distracted by drama and other bullshit. Have a rosy day. Yeah, you are a very caring person, first and foremost. And I think what's really cool is you're not losing that. You aren't becoming a bitter person just because you've been wronged. In fact, nobody can break you down in a good way, like in a beautiful way. Like, I'm so happy. No one can steal your sunshine. They can't. Wow. This, the Nine of Wands here is just saying, like, things may not be working out. Just be aware if it's your own limiting self. Like, if you're the one holding yourself back, like, it would be because you are allowing these people to continue to hurt you. It's like when David gets robbed by all the like teenagers that are coming in and like complimenting him and distracting him and trying to and like stealing his stuff. It's like that. That's the energy here of like, these people have been trying to come in and just distract you from them mistreating you. But honestly, you're coming out on top, and I'm so excited for you. Your intuition has, your intuition is spot on. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles showing up is just saying, like, slow and steady wins the race. And I think you know that. I think you've seen the people in your life kind of rush ahead and fall off a cliff. And you're like, yeah, that's not happening to me. I'm very, very aware of what's going on. And you are. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly what is going on. Yeah, you're just separating yourself from the bullshit. The people that were trying to steal from you. And now you have this sort of like, what this has done, little to their knowledge, is it's made you just smarter and more in tune with, yeah, it's giving you a whole new, like you see it all differently. They can't get you because you see their bullshit. You do. You see the bullshit. And it's cool because you have such a rosy disposition that I feel like really bothers everyone. And not like over the top obnoxious. No, you just are actually able to see the brighter side of things. I love it because this last one comes in just saying, like, I like it. It's like a little bit of a warning of like, be careful, like literally, because it's saying be careful of doing things hastily without checking things. Like, don't I make sure if you're about to start talking crap about a family member, or what I should actually mean is venting, make sure you didn't accidentally butt dial them, kind of thing. Because you have every right to express how you feel. But sometimes when we're expressing how we feel, that doesn't mean it's in a way that we would want that person to hear it. And so this is just saying, like, you may be hurt right now, and that's okay. Like, you're justified in that, but just don't act quickly. Don't have a huge kind of overreaction to things. You are, I'm just really happy for you. Because if you have really been going through this energy of where people haven't been, or you haven't felt accepted as who you are, and you see people seeing your rosy disposition and trying to take from that. So what's funny is you've actually become this very, very cold person to many people. And that's okay. Not everybody deserves your emotions. But you do have a cup of love to offer. You do. This is just simply kind of rounding it out with like, you know what you want and what you don't want. You are in your full manifestation right now. Anything you want is yours. So those relationships, yeah, sometimes it's hard when we have to accept that the people we thought were going to be in our life forever just aren't. But this is just really, really encouraging you. You're kind of in just, you've come into a whole new perspective. You've come into a whole new way of doing things. And I really feel like you've found a new community that the people who tried to bring you down are not happy with. You're not letting people control you anymore. You're not letting people have power over you anymore. And whatever this new venture you're going on, it is the one that's going to be successful for you. Because I think your idea of successful is about understanding yourself. I think your idea of success is less about money. Money's always there. We need it to pay bills and to, buy fun things. But you just really wanted to feel empowered. And you are. Finally. You're going to be able to see where the opportunities for you to grow are coming in. Let's get some letters. We got a fan. We got a van. We got a Vaughn. We got a fawn. We got a fauna. A favana. I don't know what a favana is, but fan over. The Navajo. whatever you see there, let me know. That'll resonate for some people. But what's cool about your Schitt's Creek is it's a very real feeling of people just not being there for you. It's a very real feeling of people taking advantage of you. And this was just kind of wanting to remind you, like, they don't care and they are draining you. You are as tired as you feel. And there's somebody who's been trying specifically to wrong you. And just trust your gut. Truly. You are in a beautiful place, and that's probably just what those people are upset about, is they're not in as good of a place as you are. You're in a fantastic place. So I'm going to leave it there, pile 3. I think we've got it. I'm really excited for you. You've found the paddle, so you're no longer feeling alone. So if you found something that resonated, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor every single time I get a new subscriber or a comment. Just, I love being here. I love you guys being here as my channel grows. So I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pal 4. Thank you so much for joining me today. So if you're up Schitt's Creek without a paddle, what does that mean for you and what's the answer? So I have all that here. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first card is, what is your Schitt's Creek? Like, if something that seems like all hope is lost, but it's really just the exciting beginning to the next phase of life. The lamp is not a write-off. So this is actually coming up in the reverse position. So this is just saying, like, a financial venture that you were kind of hoping was going to work. You may struggle a little bit with it right now. Something that you, let me see. Yeah, you've just been maybe making some mistakes and kind of looking at things a little bit materialistically. So it's like, what's funny is I've actually gotten a very similar message kind of throughout all the readings. So I'm wondering if this is like a collective energy, because it's kind of saying for everybody, like, this is not the time to be taking risks financially. This is kind of the time to be like getting yourself like squared away and let's see. That's so interesting. Yeah, there is some drama, some unnecessary like bullshit that you're kind of just needing to walk away from. And I'm curious if somebody else was very materialistic and kind of putting that on you. Let's get one more for this. Interesting. This is all about somebody who cannot be trusted. Somebody who, I feel like somebody or something seemed really perfect at first. Something seemed like everything was like everything you wanted. But I think quickly you discovered that this venture, this person, this relationship, or maybe even parts of yourself was far more greedy and materialistic than you had expected. And some things seem too good to be true. And it's just a lot of drama. That's so crazy that like all of these kind of mean that. So the thing that seemed like all hope is lost is maybe a love. but some sort of venture, some sort of job that you started that is a bit of a disappointment. That's all this is saying, is that you're having a disappointment towards something that you thought was going to be better than it was. So next is, what is your Rosebud Motel? Like, what seems hopeless, but just some time, elbow grease, and vision, and a bright new future emerges. Interesting. So this is actually kind of saying like to revisit something, to kind of go back to something more nostalgic, more happy, more fun. Like maybe you took a job that you really thought was going to, like it was like a, you know, I want to say like a big person job, a grown-up job. Like maybe you took a corporate world job and it just wasn't what you thought it was going to be. Or maybe you got into a relationship that seemed very grown up, but it turned out to not be that way. So funny. Yeah, go back to something I think that you didn't have to work as hard at. Like something like, I feel like you gave up something that was actually more peaceful, more relaxing, something that you enjoyed more. But maybe you gave it up because you thought you were being too selfish. And maybe you gave it up because it was too challenging. Yeah, I feel like it's just encouraging you to go back to something that I think you thought wasn't working out before. Again, this is also very similar. This is a universal energy going on right now that, I mean, they're all kind of, they're all kind of different, but I keep feeling like, pardon. I'm just trying to say, like, you tried something new. You tried something that really seemed like it was going to work out right. Maybe a relationship, maybe a new job. And very quickly you were like, why did I think this was the way? And it's just saying, you know, revisit that stuff that actually was more relaxing to you, maybe even harder work, but it's what would make you happier. So what is this? What is your Rose Apothecary? So a big risk with a big reward and payout. So actually, I don't know if you saw it did come up reverse, and reading the two different meanings. What's funny is too much spending came up here. So I think what's being actually maybe challenged to you is the responsibility you're having of money and finances right now, and the challenging aspect of not spending it because it feels good. But this is definitely an energy of spending too much money too fast. And so this is just saying, like, kind of go back to maybe the old way of things. Like maybe you didn't spend as much money before and that was a little bit more challenging, but just be careful. You don't want to spend too much money too fast. Look at that. What's cool is if you can just hold off on spending, I think you're going to see your energy be poured into ideas that are actually going to bring you more abundance and all those pretty words we like. But yeah, if you can just hold off on spending too much, even just energetically, like if you were just keep trying to get in relationships and have those work, like just take a little break ski. There has been such an energy here of protecting what's yours, and you will feel less stressed about your, you know, your ostrich skin bag. Oh, so good. So good, so good. But yeah, if you watch your spending, I think actually the things you're wanting will come to fruition. Oddly. Because I think whatever it is you're needing isn't coming through, but, you know, spending money. Because you have everything you need. You are stable. You have a firm foundation. And it just wants you to not cling on to, like, shopping out of, like, fulfilling, you know, sadness and stuff like that. Like, don't, yeah, but it's funny, like, just watch your spending. Just watch your spending. You have everything you need right now. You are completely secure. Let's see, let's keep going. Back to the dishonest person. So I'm curious. It's like, I just keep hearing like maybe you're deciding between like going and visiting somebody and like staying home. Again, like kind of having to spend money to go do that. I feel like you're being, it would be through a sense of manipulation that this person is trying to get you to come visit them or go on a trip with them or buy them something. It's really interesting that this is the Schitt's Creek for you. You're going to really start making better decisions for yourself. I think you're going to be able to see the manipulation or the lack of opportunity for something a lot clearer. This is a really, really great card here. Because this to me is saying like whatever you're going to go back to that you were kind of maybe worried about partaking in, that's actually where most of your success is. And so I think it's like these aren't all necessarily the same thing, but it's all connected because it's you. Most of the other ones it was like boom boom boom, but this is like your Schitt's Creek is like you're just dealing with kind of something that seemed perfect isn't. Something that you were hoping was going to work out didn't. Something that you thought you were investing in was a bad investment. Something that you have been trying to decide between, you're finally seeing that maybe somebody has been trying to manipulate you in your decisions. This is your Rosebud Motel. So what is something that you just need to put time and effort into. And this is just something that you, something you used to envision doing, something that you really care about, something that actually was a lot more relaxing for you, even though it's more challenging. And what's cool though, is this, I feel like whatever this is really excludes whoever this person was. But you are climbing that ladder. You are elevating. And it feels really good. It feels like you are not afraid of a challenge. I think you just haven't known where to put your efforts properly. It's just been a lot of... like, yeah, they're, do you shop to soothe your, like, you know, the mental struggles, the prison that you have yourself trapped in? You are so, you are on the crust of all success. I just think it's been probably a hard time. Like the Roses had a hard go in the show, Schitt's Creek, if you've never seen it. It's so funny. Freedom may mean taking a risk. That's so funny. Risk. Because this is literally what is the big risk with a reward and payout. That's amazing. It's just all in your head. And I don't blame you because I feel like you have been manipulated for quite some time. So like how you don't know. Like I mean, you know now, but it's like I want this one. Ooh, yeah. It's been there's been somebody who has been trying to take advantage of you, and I'm so sorry. Yeah, you you're cutting out a whole way of living. You used to, I feel like maybe you had gotten to this point where you had thought everything was perfect, and then very quickly everything started to crumble, and you're like, wait. It's like the second you realized it was a dream, the walls started to crumble. And now you're just seeing reality. You're gonna know what to do. The choice is gonna be really clear for you because one, you're not stupid, and two, you are you're listening to the advice. You know to kind of go back to what you were doing before, the thing that was a lot more peaceful and gave you a sense of peace of mind. Yes, it was challenging. However, it brought you so much more growth in what you actually wanted. It's funny because I don't even see these things as two of the same things at all. Like one of them is like going after a business and a career and a life, and the other one is like investing in a family unit kind of thing. Like investing in a group. You're going to be so much more aware of the need to balance and take care of yourself. Like poor Twyla, literally broken leg, on a crutch, trying to still do serving. And yeah, you got to just remove that element from your life. The like, oh no, it's okay, I got it. Because you know what? You don't. I see here that like what it causes is overspending. It causes you, whether that overspending is emotions or literally financial. Yeah, there is somebody who has just tried to have an authority over you for a long time, and they're an idiot. Let's just say that. You're in such a this is going to be a much more stable place for you where you get to shine and feel alive. Like I said, these feel like two totally different worlds. But whatever this first row is, that world was trying to hold you back from this. And this just seems like what you're going to have to kind of overcome. Let's see one more. The Knight often appears to predict a successful creative project, blocks to progress will dissolve. Follow your intuition and move ahead. This card is particularly auspicious for finding new work or new home and making progress on personal and professional projects. The night will drive you to the premiere. I see a really big transformation from the person that everyone wanted you to be before to who you are, who you actually are, your actual potential. Much greater than anyone honestly hoped for, because with this level of success, with this level of strength, you're going to leave behind all the people that were not good for you. Get some letters. Bovia. I don't know if that actually means beautiful life or live beautifully, but that's how I'm seeing this. Through beauty, you are going to, like, it's simple. Look at the things that bring you joy. Look at the things, like, look at the different paths. And like, one of my favorite techniques that I've seen people do, I don't think I've done it a lot. I usually don't struggle a lot with making like huge choices like this, but if I did, like sometimes people do it between, like, if they're dating someone or a job, and they'll set up their phone on you know, time lapse, I guess would be it, because it's gonna record it faster. And they talk about each person or each job, and they can see through their body language which one they would prefer, just from their hand gestures and their facial expressions. And I think if you're struggling with what to do, just find the thing that brings you that joy and ignore the people who had been trying to manipulate you for so long, because they wanted everything you are. You are successful. You are beautiful. You are bright. You're everything. You're bovine. I'm curious if you see anything else. But really understanding this energy will help you move away from it. This sort of manipulation. Somebody has been a wolf in sheep's clothing, basically, and trying to get you to never let the bastards get you down. Like, truly. There's something that you've known that you love to do, that you really enjoy. And I think it will be good for you, and I'm excited for you. The only advice here is just watch your spending, because I think you would not buy the things you need, but don't shop to soothe your pain. That could hurt you in other ways. So, all right, pile 4, I think that's where we're leaving it today. Thank you so much for joining me on my first full Schitt's Creek Schitty tarot reading. So if you found something you liked, I would hope for you, oh my god, blah, 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 blah. If you liked this reading today, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor every single time I get a new subscriber or a comment, getting to hear about how these readings are helping you guys. So I hope to see you in future readings, and have a great day. Bye.